Do you remember in one of Elvis's concerts, he took his belt off of his jumpsuit and gave it to someone in the audience? Did he do that a lot?
Only when he was whipping them. No, not too often. But there was a couple of times he threw his big cape,
out.
that he wore in the
Aloha. So
the Aloha special. He took it off and threw it out. No, but yeah, he might do that. Maybe one of his rings. I've seen him, do that. And then he started giving out scars, and that.
He used to keep a guitar pick, and he would put it in his hand, and a lot of times you see him with his fist. That was he told me, that was he would do that for concentration, and he would, and a lot of times he would throw that guitar pick, but like Billy said, they started, people would try to pull his rings. That's why he would wear Band-Aids around his fingers, past his rings, so that they couldn't,
They didn't realize, they actually reached and
claw him.
Tried to get one of his rings, and they clawed him
Caused
right
an
up there, and
infection.
got infected, and all. So, that's.
They started doing the scarves so that he would.
I mean,
have
they didn't
something.
mean to, but
No.
you just didn't know because they,
No fan would have ever hurt him.
Right.
It was funny because when we would go out, and if we were going to the movie or to the fairgrounds or King Furs or downtown, wherever, they would block. Those fans would be the blockers for people getting up close to him, and they would block it so he could pull on out, and I mean they were just they protected him.
In other words, they run interference for
They
him.
did.
Did Elvis drink coffee?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They said was he a morning coffee drinker, but it wouldn't have been morning, it would have been his morning.
Well, during the movie
morning.
times, it was morning, and he drank coffee in the morning. He liked a spoon of sugar and a little bit of cream.
Because they would get up at 6 or 7
Oh, we
o'clock
had to get up early,
and be at the studio. So
we had to be there by 8, and of course, you had to have time to get everything
So in that
situated.
picture, Follow That Dream on the beach with you and Joe and Elvis, is that coffee that y'all were drinking in the cups?
Yep. No, I've always loved coffee,
I have too. I love coffee.
When I was a kid, I drank it with just, cream in it, but then I got where, in fact, her mom and daddy's when it got me started on drinking it black, and that's,
Can't do that.
I've been doing that all along.
Mama
Still do.
said the day I was born, I had coffee and gravy.
That's what's wrong with you. Hyped up.
But I like mine with hazelnut creamer.
Hazelnut,
Patsy Lacker got me started on that, and I love it with that and a little bit of Splenda or sugar.
Yeah. Hazelnut is good.
Hazelnut's great.
I have
love
to. They always joke with me and say, "Excuse me." Always say that I have coffee with my creamer because I put so much cream.
I do too. That's what
in there.
Daddy
It's
used to
almost
say.
white.
You want a little coffee with the cream in your cup?
Did Elvis ever discuss the music studio that he wanted built on Graceland property? Did he have blueprints for that? Was he planning on having a music studio?
I don't know. I never heard of it.
I never heard that, no.
Okay.
But then a lot of things went through his mind. At one time, he thought about having a bumper car rig put behind Graceland.
And he did have a racetrack and a racquetball building.
He just...
fleeing thought.
Yeah.
One lady says...
Probably his daddy probably talked to him about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How much is it going to cost?
Yeah. My question is, the last time that we were at Graceland, the home of Vernon and Dee's was sitting empty. Did anybody ever purchase the home, or why EPE never purchased the property?
I don't know about EPE if they ever decided, but yeah, it was sold,
Okay.
And I think they had a couple buyers for it, over the years.
It's real run down. I don't know why they wouldn't, because that was a really really pretty place when Vernon lived there, and it was.
Is it Dolan? Is that what they're talking about?
Dolan,
Okay.
the one on Dolan.
Yeah.
And it was kept up really nice, and it connected to Graceland.
Yeah.
You know, there was a gate back where
Okay.
you could go through.
Yeah, he could,
It was down
Had a-
close to right outside where the barn.
yeah, the big barn, well, it
Elvis's
was right there,
barn.
joined
Yeah.
right next to where that barn was, is where the gate was, and, he could drive a golf cart up there, but Uncle Vernon never did do that. He always got in his car and came around to the front.
Was Elvis mechanically inclined? Could he work on cars or the tractors or?
No, he,
Like he told Lisa, Daddy has
Is rich
somebody to
and
do
he-
that
yeah.
for me.
I think he knew a little bit about him, but
He
not-
didn't
not
fix
much.
things. I know he fixed my ring one time though. He gave me a ring. He called it the Enterprise, and it had the what's the black long
Black onyx.
onyx black. It had
Black onyx,
stacks of onyx and diamonds, and I lost one of the bars, and I found it, and he super glued it back in. I was upset about it. He said, super glued it back in. Of course,
He had a lot of quick fixes,
Yeah, quick-
like the peacocks at the trailer,
Yeah.
just hammer and nail, and that cured it right there.
he hung the. He had bought us these big, huge metal peacocks, and he was helping us to decorate because he didn't like the furniture that was in there, so he bought us all new furniture. That's where that video is from, where we came out of the furniture store, and he bought these big peacocks. And he said, I know exactly where they need to go. So he put one on one side of the sliding glass door and one on the other side. And he took a nail that was about that long.
Yeah.
He had a little sack of nails and a hammer he carried around all the time when we would go out mending fences. And he took that nail and drove it straight through that peacock's body into the wall. I never changed it.
This says it's more of an observation than a question, but is Billy aware that you have the same cute little stammer and stutter as Elvis, especially when saying I and W? Words with W, yeah.
I guess, runs in the family. That's all I know. I didn't realize it, but
Like ideal.
to me, that's fine. Elvis, at least I got some things from him.
Yep. One viewer commented under the question and told the person asking the question that they've seen the picture of you both on the Dodgem cars at the fairgrounds, and that they thought that y'all look very much alike with some of the same like facial structural.
Oh, I wish. And no, but yeah, there's pictures of us, dodging cars and different things.
One said that they enjoyed the video where you talked about the furniture store and laying on the bed being silly.
Yeah.
And that they really, really enjoyed that. And they were just watching different interviews and stuff, and their question was, did Gladys ever have a job outside of the home when Elvis was little?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she said she knew about Vernon, being in jail, but did Gladys have to work then?
Yeah, she
in order to
worked then.
help?
Yeah, worked then, and of course, she worked in Memphis too at a
Was it a
cleaning place, steam
yeah.
cleaning place, in Memphis there for a while. And Uncle Vernon, he worked, I think a paint company or something.
Did he work for Crown Electric too?
Who?
Vernon.
No, no.
Says, do you think if Elvis had not been famous, what do you think he would have done? Do you think he would have been over-the-road truck driver, an electrician? This is just a what do you think type of question. What kind of job do you think he would have been interested in?
Probably law enforcement.
Yeah, I was going to say a policeman. He loved it.
But it could have varied, he might have been different things that, like different jobs, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But probably law enforcement more than
Okay.
anything.
Why did Elvis need so many guys at Graceland? Why did he ever say why he kept so many of the guys around all? It seemed like all the time.
Well,
I always thought it was because he was an only child growing up, and he liked. He didn't like to be alone. He didn't like to be alone.
I don't know exactly how that got started.
If he liked them, though, he just wanted them to stay.
Some of them, were there before. Elvis started hiring people. And Elvis would take them with him, like when he went to California and all. Gene and Junior, and which were in some of the movies, with Elvis and
and he even took Bobby and
Bobby. He took Bobby out there.
Lamar,
right? Cliff,
Red.
They
weren't really on payroll. They just
Red didn't come into the scene till as far as
as working
for him and all until about 60. Because he was in the Marines, and then when he got out of the Marines, he went over Germany to stay with Elvis. And when they got back, then Elvis, and all had Red and all of them, would go to California with him. And Joe's actually the one that got Elvis, to put him on payroll. That way he could, deduct all that expenses.
Right.
We all had different titles,
So who was their first, Red or Sonny?
Red. Oh,
okay.
yeah, Red.
Who was the what?
I said who was their first, Red or Sonny?
I mean, Red.
Red. Yeah, Sonny didn't come along till later.
About 60.
Yeah.
But they were cousins.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were first cousins, Red and Sonny.
Red actually got, Sonny wanted to meet Elvis, and also, Red brought him up, and they, struck up a conversation, relationship, and so he hired Sonny.
Okay. All right. This is a question for Joe, especially after Lisa's book came out. Did Priscilla ever say to you that she didn't want to be pregnant or wish that she hadn't gotten pregnant?
No, she didn't. She didn't want to gain weight. I had Joey a year before Lisa was born, and 2 years before. And I had gone to Dr. Turman, Prentice Turman in Whitehaven, and she knew I didn't gain hardly any weight at all, so she wanted to go to the same doctor I went to. So the same doctor delivered Lisa and Joey, but that was one of her main concerns, is not gaining weight. But I never heard her say anything like that.
No.
Okay. All right. About how old was Lisa Marie when Elvis started letting her ride the golf carts around Graceland?
Maybe
5 or 6.
Yeah, about 5 probably. And before she drove them herself, she would ride with Elvis.
Yeah.
So she loved it. She always loved the golf carts.
All right. So Elvis kissed a lot of women. Did he ever get sick from the kissing, or ever mention that he got sick from it?
No.
Herpes and stuff like that.
He did.
No, as far as I know, he never did.
Right. Okay, that was the one about Vernon's sister. We already did that in a previous video. Did Elvis act conceited over his good looks, because he always seemed so humble in concert?
Well, he was proud of his looks, he was vain.
I've got to tell this.
Okay, go ahead.
I know we had told about the woman at the movie theater that upset him so bad, and he, when we got home, he was raving, and he, we were up in this room, and he was walking around, and he got up on the bed, and he was walking on the bed, just, cussing and preaching and saying things.
I know what
and all of a sudden he stopped and looked in the mirror, and he said, You good-looking son of a bitch.
And that kind of
Because he had
broke
this
up
big
the
mirror behind,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't say, I forgot to say about the mirror, but
he had the mirror and he
Yeah.
saw himself and
saw
said,
himself prancing.
and that kind of broke up his
Yeah,
rant and rave.
that's probably the reason he did it, because he had ways of
Trying to bring yourself
trying to
out
bring
of a
himself
certain
out of
mood
it.
and all
Yeah, yeah. Or one of the guys would
that. Try to,
take a chance,
yeah, sometimes.
take a chance of trying to bring him out.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.